And there we go. Yo, hey, yo, Spearsby, what's up, dog? How you doing, man? What's going on with you? Who this Ryan guy, right? Who is this guy? Who is this guy? Hey, was it clipping for you, Spears? The intro, dog? Was it right? Like I'm trying to do a check. Hey, Jay Rand, what's up, baby? The canoe carver himself. Hey, anybody could let me know, man. Was it a little scratchy for you guys? Was it too loud? How was that intro doing for you guys? Let me know. Let me know. Otherwise, good afternoon, everybody. How you doing? Hey, so it's Wednesday. I know we said we were doing this on Fridays, but we're changing the schedule a little bit. So Wednesdays are going to be the day now. I think that changed a little bit. Sounded good. All right, good. Perfect. So it's just kind of maybe a us thing.
Yeah, might be.
Let's see. Oh, that's gonna be loud. Never mind.
That one's always loud.
That one's always loud. By design, of course. Yeah.
That's
All right. Bet, man. That's good. Yeah, we're changing to Wednesdays. Just kind of works out better with schedules and stuff. Last weekend, Fridays, Saturdays, I guess is kind of the reason why we're changing it around. Family time, things like that. Like I'm making some trips back and forth to the cities now to be with my wife, and just makes more sense. Plus, we can do the same thing on a Wednesday we can do on a Friday, man, because it don't matter around here.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
We do a big one way or the other. Tuesdays, of course, are the illest days of the week. Anybody that knows me knows this.
Oh boy, we had to go there right out the gate.
I mean, you might as well, right? You might as well. But thank you guys for tuning in, man. We got a couple people in here. PBT Jamie, what's up? What's happening over there on the YouTube? Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you.
Hello, we got Crystal and Tim on Facebook. Tim is wondering what our specialty drink is this week.
Specialty drink of the week. Why don't you give us a rundown of what that is? Give a little brief, and it'll be in the it'll be in the podcast.
Follow up. Yeah,
it'll be in the podcast.
Absolutely.
That's posted on YouTube.
Yeah. So this is a St. Paul whiskey.
Minnesota 14.
Minnesota 14. Panther Brewery, right? Or Panther Distillery, right?
Yeah.
Yep. And barrel aged whiskey, and I smoked it. Get a little smoke on there, and then you just add some very good. This happens to be vanilla infused maple syrup on top.
Motherfucker was setting off the smoke alarms and shit down here trying to smoke these drinks. Yeah, it was
shit going on.
It was dope. It was dope.
What type of wood did you use?
I did use some cherry wood.
Cherry wood is good. Yeah, cherry wood is good.
It's pretty tasty.
Roy, what's happening, brother? How are you doing tonight, man? And Private Jamie, man, really appreciate you tuning in from the YouTube over there, brother. Thanks for saying about it. Drop in, say what's up, man. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Jamie. It's the first time I've seen you in, man. Hope you're hitting that like, hitting that follow. Anybody hit it in, don't forget to hit that follow button for us, y'all. We'll be doing this week over week, every week, man. This is episode number 2. And we've been getting a lot of great feedback, man.
Real good feedback.
And I really, really appreciate everybody. Roy, of course you're at work, dude. We are.
That seems to be
saying that before. I bet you Roy's tuning in from work tonight, man. No, this episode 2, man, we've been getting some really, really good feedback. I love that you guys are appreciating the content. The full podcast and things like that is going to be posted on YouTube, and the channels and things like that. But this live stream, man, gives us an opportunity to connect with you, which is what we want to do, right? We want to make sure that we're in here talking about what we want to talk about, but at the same time, we definitely want to talk about what you want to talk about too, right? Because you got about 100 years of experience sitting over here.
Something like that.
Yeah, look, I'm just saying about 100 years, probably a little over, but
We'll round down.
You're just saying that because of my age.
Yeah, I feel like he's trying to date.
Yeah, he's gauging me. I'm aging me up.
I might be the baby of the crew, but I'm the biggest one here.
Oh boy,
Tall tales.
Yeah, just chill, man. That's dope. That's dope, Jamie, man. That's dope. Here till midnight Eastern. Yeah, all right, man. So 11 o'clock Central's our time. You out of here, man. We know you on the way home. That's dope, dude. That's dope.
Facebook up to 9 viewers now. Thank
that
you,
right?
Facebook.
Is that right?
Yeah, giving us some love. You can always shout out in the comments. I unfortunately can't see who is watching us live, but by all means, give a shout out in the comments. We'll holler your name live.
Yeah, Nick's monitoring that over here, and otherwise in the stream, we're catching you from YouTube, Kick, Trovo, and Twitch, of course, man. If you want to get the full live experience, man, come over here. We got some channel points. We got some donations. We got all the stuff in here, man. If you want to come, click a like, follow us. This happens every week, right? So, like, when you're followed, not subbed, but when you're followed, it gives you a notification saying, hey, you know what? Them 3 motherfuckers is back at it again.
Them fools.
You know, them motherfuckers out here just talking shit again. And
of
course. They online. They online. Yeah, but otherwise, man, it's been hey, Maddie, what's up, dog? Hey, appreciate all of your help so far with the Discord, man. Sorry I haven't been very responsive to it. I see your messages on there, bro. But I'm telling you, man, like, dude, my time is like, I came from work to league to here. Like, I don't get any time to check my shit, man. And by the time I do, it's like midnight anyways. So I'll be back at you. Ain't nothing, man. Just wanted to say appreciate you, dog. Appreciate you, man. Oh, here goes that sound again.
Yeah, I know. That's going to drive me crazy again.
Midnight. Yeah.
But yeah, so what's the Happs? What do we got on our agenda for this week?
Man, you know, I was after last week's podcast, right? We talked about a couple of good things that were really, really some really cool topics, man. You know, with Tim, we were talking about natives in the boxing industry, and why don't you see that transition from an amateur boxer? Because you get a ton of amateur native boxers, but why don't they transition into that professional thing, right? And we were talking about how shifty that boxing industry can be, man. And if you're not managed well and taken care of by great management, then it's not going to work out well for you, right? And so there are a lot of trust factors that come into that. But like that was a really, really good topic. I loved chatting about that because that's some real shit, right? Like that's really good. I think one thing that the three of us here can really touch on, and I'm glad we're getting up here in viewers today, because I this week wanted to talk a little bit about leadership and what that looks like. I'll give you guys a little bit of my resume, and then we'll kind of go around a little bit from a leadership standpoint, right? So my first experience in a leadership position was back in like 2005. It was as an assistant manager for the security department here for the local casino and things like that. And it kind of just progressed from there. So I went from assistant manager to manager, and then eventually going up to associate director of the golf course, and then went back into manager of the security department. Then I went to director. And then I went off and did some journeyman stuff with the pipeline, right? And just on the labor standpoint, which was really, really cool, because I was involved with a lot of weird particular things that people don't really see from the pipeline stuff.
That backstage shit.
The backstage shit for pipeline stuff, man, right? Which was actually really, really cool to learn. But then when I came back as vice president of operations onto the assistant general manager for the property, now on to the director of special projects for the other property. So tons of experience, man. I've got some great things, dude. Graduated 3 different degrees now, all with a leadership emphasis in business, marketing, and human resources. So I've done some things, and I've learned a lot of things for leadership along the way. So,
Absolutely.
so I think this is going to be a really great topic to get into, because I don't think this is something that's really talked about too much. Like, everybody sees the motivational videos on YouTube, or they'll run across the random TikTok, you know, the random dude talking about it and things like that. But let's nothing wrong with Jack Daniel and Coke. Hell no, dude.
No.
So Nick, tell us a little bit about your leadership experience, man.
Hell, my leadership experience. Oh boy. Jeez. I'm having a total brain fart. Just checked out there for a second. All right, I'm back. So.
Nadia, we're doing great. Thank you. Yeah.
Wendy and Don on Facebook. Hello. Yes, you can't forget the Dream Team.
Hey,
Can't
yo,
forget.
the Dream
We're here.
Team.
Nice to see you
What up,
too,
though?
Don Larson. Yeah. So my experience, for title, I guess, the titled leadership position would be when I got the security shift manager there at the casino. That was in 2011, 12, something like that, I think, probably. Something like that.
Yeah.
And then from there I went to interim director of the security department, and then director, and then was there for umpteen years, and now I'm semi-retired. But along with that, I've been captain for the fire department for 10 years now, 10,
Yeah,
11?
it's going on 10 years, huh?
10, 11, something like that.
Yeah.
That I've been captain, and that in itself is a lot,
Yeah.
Every department, every leadership you have always has these roller coasters where it's up and down, and sometimes you're at the top of the mountain, and other times you're in this pit of shit, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And just dealing with those sorts of things with the leadership title. You know what I mean? I'm a person that certainly believes that a leader is not created. I think a leader is born. You're born with those traits. While you can instill some of those in people, and you can teach them as much as you want,
True.
that person, I think, comes out of the oven with those qualities, and whether they're going to be a good leader or not.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right, man. Quick shout out, Nadiaskis. Is that how you say that? Nadia Askis? Nadia? What's up? How you doing? So glad to see you, Pair Bros. What's happening, y'all? How you guys doing, man? So great to have you stopping in. Yeah, that's good. All right, Justin, tell us a little bit about you, man.
What you got?
I have about 14 years supervisory experience in law enforcement.
Yeah.
My first supervisory position was detective sergeant. I was that for over 2 years. And it was indirect supervision, so I didn't have to deal with patrol directly. I more so, if there was a major crime that happened, homicide, burglary, serious assault, or felonious assault, I would take over the investigation, treat it as my own, and work with the officers. Key there is a supervisor working with their subordinates.
Yeah.
And try to solve whatever issues we had. I went from that position into a patrol sergeant position, and then I was directly in charge of and supervised patrol.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then did that for a few years, and then I went to an administrative sergeant position. Did that for a couple years.
Yeah.
And then I was promoted to deputy chief. And so just before I left it would have been the department before the last department. So the department that I worked for before Minneapolis, I left there as a patrol officer.
Mm-hmm.
and I went to a new department, starting all over through the academy. So I was back down to patrol again,
Yep.
which I actually enjoyed.
Yeah.
And working for a large city like that, you got to do a lot more things. Got to meet a lot more people. So
Right.
I've seen everything. You know, when I started off in law enforcement, that was in 1997,
Yeah. Yeah.
August 15th of 1997.
97, you guys. There's some of y'all weren't even born yet.
Right. And
You're old.
and you know, I mean, you know, working solo and stuff, and I worked solo in Minneapolis too on several occasions. But yeah, I mean, Minneapolis just offered more of what I was looking for in a law enforcement career. Wish I would have done it years ago.
Yeah.
To be honest, because there was a lot more to be had down there and a lot more diversity. But I stuck it out where I was because I was trying to help out our local community.
Right.
You know, I had my heart set on it, and but unfortunately, things just, you know, my flavor changed.
Yeah.
Right.
And had to go get a different taste.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, if you will.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And I think that's really cool, right? So like the whole point was to do better for our communities, right? Because that was back dude, you were an officer back and working your way up the ranks when freaking opioid epidemics,
Yes.
gangs, like the native mob was real thick back
Right.
then, right?
Yeah.
And like that was a tough time to be a cop, man. And you know, like that's really, really a benevolent job. Like I know there's a lot of after everything that happened in Minneapolis, there's a lot of shit that's going on with, you know, like dehumanizing. Hey, thank you for that Parabro with the 5 months in a row, man. Thank you so much for that tier 1.
Nice.
I appreciate you guys. And but like the people behind the badge is what really make an officer, right? You're gonna have the few that are real fucked up people, right?
Yeah.
Just like you do.
Absolutely.
That's the truth. Yeah, absolutely.
And just like any other place that
Any
you
other
go,
profession,
right?
there's
Any
going to
other
be
profession,
good ones with the bad ones, you know,
Absolutely.
or
Yeah.
bad ones with the good ones. Either way you want to say it, it's the same.
100%, man.
Yeah.
And you know, like that, you know, moving from here to that city, taking, because you know, like everybody's like, oh, why would you go from a small town to from a res to a big city, right?
That was the number one question a lot of them asked me is, why would you come here?
Yeah.
Why would you leave what you had to come here?
Yeah.
I told him, I honestly told him, I said, you don't realize what you have here
Yeah.
that you don't get elsewhere,
Right.
that you don't get in a smaller agency.
Right.
It felt like freedom.
Mm.
It really did, in a law enforcement, from my law enforcement perspective.
Yeah.
It felt like freedom going to a large city, seeing a lot. Number one, a lot more people.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, a lot more people.
Yeah.
A greater patrol area, you know, if you will.
Sure.
And a greater workforce that you're working with. It was almost like and it was safer.
Yeah.
It was safer because I knew my backup was within a couple minutes away.
Yep.
Versus
15 to 20.
15 to 20.
Yeah.
Exactly. That.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, yeah, it was night and day difference. But I still tried to police the same, you know, try to treat everybody with respect.
Right.
You know, try to talk to people, try to show that to, you know, even the new kids that followed me in,
Yeah.
even in my academy,
Yeah.
showed them that you don't have to be so staunch. You don't have to be so rude. You don't have to be so cut off from society to the point where it's you versus them.
Right.
It's, we got to work together to try and solve the problem that you got at hand. So
100%, man. I think that's really valuable, right? Like you being a seasoned officer, a seasoned leader in the law enforcement, going into somewhere new for an academy purpose, right? And then like being able to share those stories with the new people that are coming in, right? The 20-year-old kids that are just right out of BLET, right? Like
fresh out of college.
fresh out of like just got their degree. Yeah.
I'm gonna throw out a couple shout outs for Facebook. Sandy Hoyland, hello. Thanks for
Mama!
Thanks for jumping in. She
Yo!
says, nice to see you boys. You ain't got no boss like Ma, she says.
That's right. We don't. Ain't no boss like Ma. That's for sure.
Baby love of my life, Mindy Schultz is watching. Brother John Donahue, Sean Kingbird, Carlos Merrill,
JD, Brother
Theo
Dawkins.
Price, hello. Tim Taggart, our guest last week, he has a question for Justin. He says, speaking of leadership within the PD, what were the challenges of keeping team morale with the current state of how the PD is viewed?
Oh, that's a great question.
Yeah.
Um,
Absolutely a great question. And
I would say one of the challenges with that would be, if people are doing good work, the supervisors are going to see that they're doing good work. They're going to try and support that, and they're going to keep on trying to emphasize that. That's the way to keep on going and moving forward. You're not going to, that. I'm going to say prior to even me getting into law enforcement, there were a lot of people where it was, us versus them mentality, even within the profession itself.
Sure. Yeah.
But community policing has been around since the early 90s, even some of the in the 80s, depending on where you're from. And it's a matter of trying to keep them motivated to keep on doing the right thing, letting them know that they're supported by their administration. Let them know that the local government is supporting them, as long as they make the right choice, and sometimes you can't always make the right choice. Sometimes you got to make a tough decision that somebody else pushes on you. So to keep them motivated and going, I would say the number one thing is to support them. Show them that they're supported. Show them that you got their back.
Yeah.
When an administration decides I'm not going to go anywhere with this, but just saying, when you got an administration that's willing to sacrifice officers, that's not a good way to show that you support them.
True that.
Right.
Yeah.
So if I hope that answers your question, Tim. It's about supporting. You need to support the people that work for you,
right.
and you need to do it in a positive manner.
Yeah.
You need to reinforce good work ethic. You need to reinforce the fact that, and praise, through praise, hey, you did a good job on that. I looked into this call that you had last night. I looked at the report that you did. You did great. You did, awesome follow-up, awesome investigation, or whatever
right.
it may be. It's that positive praise to keep them going, because it is. It's hard. It's hard for, I still have a lot of friends that are still cops, and they didn't all retire. But they're battling what they got out there now, and it's, it's sketchy, with the way society views police and stuff, it's sketchy, so, it's about showing them support.
It makes it real fucking hard to hold your head up.
It does.
Out there.
Yeah.
I can only imagine.
Yep.
Can only imagine.
It's like when you get turned into a whipping boy.
Right.
Right. You can only take it so long.
Right.
Before you can never pick your head up again.
Oh, dude.
So with the positive reinforcement, I think that's probably key.
Yeah.
Right.
Paying attention to your officers daily,
Right.
checking in with them, seeing how they're doing mentally.
Yeah.
That's key.
Yeah.
Yep. I think mental health is probably the number one thing that really helps drive officers, right?
Truth.
So I think what you're saying is I 100% agree with everything, right? So that positive it's the reaffirmation, it's the affirmations that come along with it, right?
Yes.
And it's, dude, God, how do I put that, right? So it's believing in not just yourself, but your team as well, right?
Right.
So it's knowing that versus the adversity that you're going to face out there, because everybody's going to tell you you're a fucked up cop.
Right.
Anytime you put anybody in
At
handcuffs
some
or
point, yeah,
or
absolutely,
even a traffic stop, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like you abusing your powers and everything else like this,
You
right?
ain't got nothing better to do than pull me over for speeding.
And then
And
believing.
my response to that is, yeah, I do, but instead you had to do what you were doing.
I was just fine sitting right over here, man.
You could have been sitting back there finishing up my reports.
You
and
made me do
shit.
my job.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah. You forced my hand, motherfucker.
And that is believing in yourself and the process, right? So I think that, I've taught this quite a lot of bit too, is believing in the process, right? There's going to be failures. There's going to be things that you do that are maybe a little questionable,
Right.
Maybe not so much from a legality standpoint, but maybe from an operational standpoint.
Yeah.
Right?
Uh-huh. Yep.
But and is believing, knowing that you have support from your leadership is where that you're doing right. So versus everything that you're going to face out there on the street, or I could even say any organization out in the world, right?
Yeah.
versus any adversity that you will face. Somebody is always not going to agree with the way that you do things, but that doesn't mean that the way you're doing it is wrong.
Yeah.
And believing in yourself, a great leader, a good leader will build you up from that.
Correct.
And say that you needed to hear that because you know that you're doing a great job. And I want you to know you're doing a great job. People will never be on your side.
Right.
I shouldn't say not all the time, right? Not everybody, but like,
And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
you're
off.
good.
But another key thing a supervisor should do is take feedback.
yeah,
Get that feedback from that officer. I'm speaking from a law enforcement perspective here. Get that feedback back from them. See what they're thinking. You know what I'm saying? I mean, once again, we all know there's more than one way to skin a cat. I love cats. No violence against cats. All right, I have to.
that's a hell of an analogy, man.
Just saying. Tone about that.
Yeah.
I absolutely love cats. So I mean, taking what they can give you for feedback is essential. Listen.
Yeah.
Being a supervisor requires you to listen.
Right.
You know.
You know, one of the things in my leadership, one of the things that I always have preached to my people is that you're going to do shit out there when you're face to face with whatever you're looking at, right? They're the people that are facing these situations. Me in a director's office, I'm out here shooting out emails. I'm checking Facebook because there's important shit on there I got to look at.
Yeah.
Fucking lies.
Yeah.
Fucking lies.
But anyways, you know, I always told my people, like, I am not going to come in the next morning and tell you that you should have did this, you broke this policy, you know, you crossed this guideline, blah, blah, blah. I always told my people, if you have a reason for what you did, like there was logical thought behind whatever you're doing, I'm going to have your back.
Right.
Like, I'm the one that's got to go to bat to other executives and, you know, preach the whole case to them and say, this is what happened. This is why it happened.
Right.
And as long as I will come to them and I'll say, what happened? You know, from your perspective, what happened, right?
Yeah.
Firsthand, blah, 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 real shit, right?
Right.
I need to have that conversation. And as long as they have the reasoning for the decisions that they make, I am 100% going to be on your side, right? There will be no write-ups. There will be no, you know, even if there was policies that were broken or you know, you fudged this gray line somewhere, I don't give a rat's ass. I got your back because you had a reason for it. Because in the same sort of situation, security, law enforcement, there are times when another line that I use, I said, you know, sometimes we have to make the best decision for everybody involved, even if it's against their will.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
you know, they don't want to quit drinking, you know, at the casino. Yeah,
Right,
they don't
right,
want to quit drinking, but guess what? You've had enough.
Yeah.
You know, time to go to your hotel room.
Yeah.
Fuck you asshole.
How dare you cut me off?
Yeah. How dare you? Yeah, exactly. So yeah, same sort of thing. You know, having that reasoning and having your people's back and allowing them to see that that you're supporting them is 100% paramount to leadership.
Hey, hold on a second, guys.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to shut my kids up real quick.
Oh, they got out of the room again.
Yeah, they got out of the room.
Yeah.
They got out of the kennels.
Yeah, one of them got out the kennel. Got off the leash. Goddamn. Party over.
Yeah.
Gotta go round up kids.
Yep. You know, I love what you're talking about too, man, because, you know, when it talks about supporting other leaders' decisions, like that is so instrumental in not only in people's development, but really bringing teams together.
Absolutely.
Right? Like when somebody knows that they have support and they're just making a judgment call is all it is, right? Yep. When they make that judgment call and they know that they're going to be supported, like I think it's so healthy for them to be able to come back. You know what? I'm coming back and doing this tomorrow night, and it's going to be even better because I've experienced this now. Now I know. Now I'm smarter. Now I'm stronger. Now tomorrow night, it's going to be fucking power, right? Yeah. And that's what you want to do, man. That was one of my biggest things as a leader in wherever I was working, right? So like even as a journeyman, you're not a direct supervisor. You don't have that title. But empowering people and unlocking their potential is so instrumental in not only their personal development, but the health and well-being of the organization in itself, right? So if you want to be tomorrow's company, you have to make those great decisions and support today.
Right.
You know?
Absolutely.
And that's like, and people have there's so much potential, and a lot of leaders out here these days, like there's so much potential laying within their ranks that they just and it's almost like it's ignored, that potential, or they just don't know how to unlock people's potential, right?
Yep.
And it's little things like this, like supporting decisions, knowing that I can come to work tomorrow and make a judgment call, and my leader is going to support me through that,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
or he's going to tell me I fucked up, which is cool,
Yeah, absolutely.
And being okay with failure is another part of that, right? Making judgment calls, but like, maybe that was a little, fucked up a little bit, But then they can appreciate that because like, okay, no, that's great, that's good feedback. Now I know not to do that again, right?
Yeah.
And empowering leaders to be that, is super instrumental.
I recently got to make this point in a job interview. Actually, it was one of the questions that was asked was, how do you tell us about one of how you handle failure, I think is what the question was, if I remember correctly. It was about failure anyway, right? Yeah. And everybody wants to come up. Yeah. Get on the floor, throw a temper tantrum.
Hate it here.
We obviously all have kids.
But, it was really... I kind of, my first instinct was to find the one failure that you made, or, use an example or something. And I told him, you know what, I've got so many failures under my belt that I wasn't going to just settle on one. I said, I'm kind of proud of my failures because my failures have got me to where I am today.
You learn from them.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. The scar tissue builds you up a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And if you didn't learn from your failure, that's probably the biggest failure.
Correct.
But also, like you were just saying, as any leader should know, like allowing failure is their own growing tool, because then you're allowing them to grow and build those scars and learn those lessons, and I used this quote, and I was actually just used it in a conversation with the old dude I was chatting with earlier today. Jordan Peterson said, you should, I don't remember, maybe I'm not verbatim, but it was something along the lines of, never interrupt a child doing dangerous things carefully.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, sure.
I've heard that before,
If they're doing something carefully, let them go. Like if they know that what they're doing is sketchy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And they're doing okay.
Trust the process.
Yeah.
Trust the process, man.
Exactly.
You're
Yeah.
gonna learn something.
Yeah.
There's only one way to fucking learn around here.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Fall and knock your fucking head on the coffee table.
That's right. I still do it.
Yeah. I ain't done that since I'm 43.
You ever drop something? I do that shit all the time. Even little tables like this, I'll drop something and be like, oh man, all right, put on there and fucking boom. Like, you got to be a dumb
Well, I've done it. I face planted it and everything.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Reaching for something just out there. I was
Trying to give the cat some treats.
Tuck and roll, tuck and roll.
yeah.
Just face dab. Just face plant right in the ground.
Yeah.
It happens.
But leadership is so deep, and like I said, there's people are just born with it.
Yeah.
Right?
I think that's a good portion of that. You are either a naturally born leader or you can learn it to an extent, but like
Yeah, like there's qualities that you can learn, but I truly feel that like the deep seated shit is there when you come out of the oven.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because there has to be a certain level of empathy and forgiveness that you have to already hold going into.
Because
Yeah.
I've worked with some that were definitely not born with it.
Yeah.
Hey,
And they
Right.
definitely, even though they can read a textbook, they can't do it.
right?
Yeah.
They just
Absolutely.
can't do
Yeah.
it. And but you know, I'm a little biased. So I mean, the department that I retired from, there were a lot of good dang supervisors that I worked with, especially at the end there.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't trade them for the world. 'Cause
Sure.
they helped me get through some dark days, man. And it was
Yeah.
you know, those people were on point. Those were supervisors, and you know, they supervised the way I'd like to supervise or
Sure.
think that I could supervise.
Yeah.
They were good. They were good people.
Oh yeah.
But that's just it. Not all of them are born
Right.
to do it.
Right.
Some of them are absolutely awful.
Knowledge is not leadership.
No.
No.
And
Knowledge
living
is
in a
not
world
leadership.
of black and white is,
Yeah.
and I'm not talking about anything but paper.
Yeah.
You know, anything like policy. You know, you got the print. Hey, this is what this says. This is what you did. This is how you violated it. That's not going to serve.
Yeah.
It's not corrective measure. If you want to
Right.
correct that action, you're going to have to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
You got to talk to them. So
Yeah.
being open
Mm-hmm.
as a supervisor is huge. Being willing to accept feedback is another. You
Yep.
know, there's all that.
All,
you know,
Right.
all of it, man.
willing to
Yeah.
accept responsibility, willing to make those decisions on a second, you
Yeah.
know, second's notice. Those are all qualities. You
Yeah.
know? And you need to have those. And if you don't have them, you're not going to learn them.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
like a life skill.
It is. It is. 100%.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, we work.
Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second here, guys.
Oh man.
It was the dog this time.
Yeah, it
y'all.
was the dog this
time.
time. He is out of his kennel.
Yeah. The kids are back in theirs, so
Yeah.
we're good there.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the dog this time.
Yeah.
I mean, like I was saying, you know, I worked with you guys. I don't know how many times. You know,
Yeah.
like,
A bunch.
like working
Yeah.
concerts,
Bunch.
special
Yeah.
events, and
Yeah.
things like
Several.
that. And you know, we always gelled. You know,
Yeah.
because I think we have kind of a commonality, not just from a supervisory standpoint, but kind of an ideology of. We kind of have an idea of what makes a good supervisor.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know what
Right.
I mean?
Yeah.
And we
Right.
can relate. And it made our events and everything else go pretty darn smooth.
Right. Yeah. And I think that, you know, a lot of that, you know, before I was saying, throwing up the quotations with a titled leader position, you know, I think a lot of that just goes to the basis of being a good person,
Truth.
you know,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
being generally a good person.
Yeah.
If you have that wholesomeness, and you're aware of your surroundings, you're aware of the people around you, you're empathetic. You brought up a wonderful word, like that is that's
Yeah.
leadership.
Right.
You know, whether it be, you know, your friends that you're being a leader to, whether it be, you know, if we want to talk about work and titles, people that have the same rank as you know, that sort of thing.
Right.
You know, there's all those peer leaders out in this world every day, you know, and the biggest part about other titled leaders is they need to recognize that and be able to see that ahead of time and be able to bring them up and show them that you are recognized.
Yeah.
We see you.
Yeah.
We see the way you operate.
Absolutely.
Heck yeah. That's great. Couple minutes, guys. Brady Lee Sumnuck, thank you so much for subscribing over there on the YouTube, brother.
Brady.
Appreciate you so much, man. I hope you're still tuned in, man. If you are, throw something in the chat, brother. Say what's going on, man. What's happening? And then Nadia took off, man. I hope you have a great day, Nadia. Jamie says, I would prefer civic cops than MP. I guess I've never really dealt with MPs before, so I'm not really 100% sure on that one. But Private Jamie, I'm sure you have, it sounds like.
Yeah, I think
You
they're a lot more
naughty
black
boy,
and
you.
white as far as policy goes.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
they're a little bit strict, you know, as far as not much of a gray area there.
Right.
Right. That's
Where civic
military.
cops have a lot more discretion,
Yeah.
if you will.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? Is that what you're getting at, Jamie? Is that what you're getting at? I think so.
I think so.
Yeah. Who needs another one of those drinks?
Yeah. Yeah, I do one more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we'll do
something with them.
Yeah. I'm going to have to call the missus. Honey, can you come get me?
Yeah.
You know what Nick did? You watched him.
See what he did to me?
What do we got going on over here on Facebook? Sean Kickbird. Oh, Young Warrior. What's going on, man? Oh. Charlie, man, what's going on, dog? From I want to give you a quick shout out, man. Charlie Aragon. He's from Arizona down there. One of my brothers I met up here at the Mashawwood Community Center when we were running the Native American Fitness Council out of there. Yo, is that Romeo? Yes, crazy. What's up? How you doing?
Crazy.
Charlie, man, he was a great dude. Super cool, man. You want to talk about physically fit home slice, man? That motherfucker is physically fit, dog.
Yeah, I think was he up here for training?
Yeah.
And train, like train the trainer type stuff?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Ryan Creel's watching. Caitlin's.
What are you throwing around back there, man?
See, y'all are about to.
Hey, no peeking either. Tell the YouTube video.
That's glass. That's glass.
Crazy. What's going on with you today? How you doing? Oh, hey. What's happening, girl? What's up? Brady says, I hope Justin isn't skinning those cameras. That fur coat he got, that fur coat he has got is not chinchilla.
Chinchilla.
Facebook, what's happening over here, man? I see some people are tuned in. I appreciate you guys for tuning in tonight. Yeah, say what's up. Say what's going on, man. We got you. We got you guys live, man. Topic we were just talking about leadership. I think that's really important. There's been a lot of shifts and changes in the last couple of years, especially with the generations, right? Yeah.
I'm still laughing at Brady's comment. I put no cats on my smoker, man. No cats on my smoker.
But that would take the
beef only, bro.
That
No
does
chicken.
take the gaminess out of them, though.
Yeah, I suppose. Gotta use peach wood
What
for
is
that.
You know it's me when I be saying, "Oh hey, hell yeah, I do." I'm glad you stopped in. How you doing today? Anything cracking with you? What's going on with you? We'd love to hear from you, crazy. See, he back there making these drinks. You gonna set the motherfucking fire alarms off again?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah. Test 1, 2.
What wood you using this time?
I stuck with cherry wood.
He likes to play with his wood.
Yep.
How unoriginal.
Yep.
You know? So unoriginal.
Almost took a dip of it, you know.
Yeah.
Almost got some slivers in my lip, man.
What's that? You got a skull Copenhagen? Oh, that's cherry wood, dog.
No, that cherry wood, dog.
That's on that cherry wood, dog. Meh. It's been a meh day. Honestly, I can relate with that. It's been a really long day for me as well. You got anything going on? What's happening there? Talk to the boys. What's going on, man? We got you. If there's anything we can talk about. Man.
Otherwise, we're going to go back to the topic of administration and supervision.
Yeah.
Ryan, are you still doing music? Don Larson asks on Facebook.
I am not, but yes. I've actually been working on a couple of different projects for the role play server that I'm playing on right now. I got a couple of old beats in the vault that I've been kind of trying to put words to.
Yeah?
But I thought it was going to be easy at first, but then when I started diving into it and tried writing these out, like it just, I don't know. I know for damn sure I don't sound the same.
Yeah.
As
You're
I
older.
did 10 years ago, 15 years ago.
I mean, that's just it.
Those
Yeah.
fucking cigarettes sneak
Yeah.
up on you.
The thousands of cigarettes I smoked yesterday.
Voice is no longer
Right.
You know?
silky and smooth.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
abrasive.
now it's
rough.
abrasive and rough.
It's abrasive and rough.
Crazy, just trying to distract myself from reality. I'm glad you're tuned in because this is a great place to do it. We can say whatever we want. We can do whatever we want in here, and this is a great place to come and invent. If it's three people that know about escaping from reality, it's us in here. I think we talked about that a little bit on the pre-episode, right?
Yeah.
You know, using video games as that escape, and using what some people as books. Some
Whatever
people
it
it's
takes.
going for a walk. Some people, dude, you like Farm Simulator?
I like Farm Simulator.
Fucking yes.
Nothing related to anything I've ever done in my life.
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
telling you now.
Yeah.
I'm telling you now.
Right.
I mean, it has nothing to do with cars, which I absolutely love working on cars, especially old cars. I love guns. I'm a gun guy. Hunting, outdoorsy stuff has nothing to do with farming. So
Yeah.
when I'm feeling probably down a little bit, Farming
harvest some
Simulator.
corn.
Yep.
is on point, man.
Hell yeah.
Go and hit your cornfields.
Yep, go hit my cornfields. Go
Yeah.
soybeans,
Sow some beans,
some
Yeah.
canola.
Yeah.
You know, hey, whatever makes you that money.
Make some soy milk.
Yeah.
I'm telling you now, it's a fun game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually fun. I mean, it's addictive. It's kind of like it's satisfying when you get to grow a field,
Yeah.
wait a couple months. Next thing you know, you get to go harvest the field.
Right.
Right.
There's a weird satisfaction to it.
Right.
Plus, they got some really cool farm equipment and stuff, and you get to
Yeah.
Yeah.
some things you don't realize. Hey, man, that's how that works.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean,
Yeah.
when I was a little kid growing up, I used to walk across the dirt road, and no joke, dirt
Yeah.
road, gravel. And I would go across, and we would help out the farmer over there, and we would help him bale hay.
Yep.
And you're talking about a kid slinging a hay hook at like 7 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 6, 7 years old,
Right.
slinging a hay hook, freaking bringing up bales, and I mean that's some honest work right there. I have a great appreciation for farmers,
Yeah.
Oh yes.
huge appreciation for farmers,
Hell yeah.
and I was actually into watching farmers on YouTube prior to getting into Farm Simulator.
Yep.
I just happened to think, hey, I wonder if they got a farm simulator, and sure enough, they do have a farm simulator.
Yeah.
So, that's what I played on PlayStation, and
Sure.
I got into like Zach Johnson, the Millennial Farmer. He's from Minnesota. Larson Farms,
Yeah.
and I believe that's Zach Larson, or not Zach Larson. No. Anyway, it's Larson Farms, and they're also from Minnesota. So I kind of watch those guys. Brian's farming videos.
Yeah.
He's from Ohio. I don't know, guys. I mean, Welker Farms.
Yeah.
When I started looking at it on YouTube for ways for me to, it's almost like a meditation by watching these guys and what they do.
Sure.
It takes my mind off of some of the troubles,
Yep.
mental troubles that I may be experiencing or whatever. The flashbacks or reoccurring nightmares, things like that.
Yeah.
Or when you catch yourself, you're like dazed out and you're just like focused on something for like 20 minutes. And snap
Yeah.
to you're like,
Yeah.
hey man, that wasn't cool,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
You're zoned out,
Yeah.
Right.
So watching those guys, they help me a lot. I honestly, just by watching their videos,
Yeah.
because it's something that I totally knew nothing about to that extent, and I was learning. So I thought it was pretty cool.
I think
Sure.
that's dope, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And
Farm
gaming.
simulators.
Gaming,
It's all
of
about
course.
whatever it takes.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
For those escapes.
yeah.
Everybody needs to check out.
Yeah.
Every now and
Like
again,
just
yeah.
mentally check out, and I call it mind goo.
Yeah.
Whatever it might be, whether it be the farming simulator, you can go in and just kind of do your thing, or some silly ass crime TV show that I get into and just let play as I sleep.
Yeah.
See,
Bosh.
I have a real hard time staying asleep because I sleep so light.
Yeah.
So I got to have a TV on in my room,
Sure.
right? So that's what I end up turning on is some, crime series,
Sure.
and it just let it play in the background.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if I don't have that background noise, I'm waking up to every noise. What the fuck was that?
Yeah.
What the fuck was that?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
No, that's for sure, man.
But just checking out is marvelous.
Checking out is wonderful, man. And I think I probably put too much eggs in one basket, man. Because like when there are moments when you literally cannot. Like for me, it's playing games, right? Whether
Right.
it's jumping into the GTA RP or whether it's jumping into Destiny, like I don't have time every day now, right? Well, not until baby's born. Then after baby's born, then it's going to be so much easier, you know? But like, what do I do in the time being?
Right.
I don't have any escape right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like this is probably a really good escape for me, right?
It's a good one.
I mean, and it's productive. You know, we get to hang out with all these great people over here, like Crazy. She's a phenomenal person. I love that she comes and hangs out with us.
Kelly's Amazon.
Kelly, how you doing?
Yeah, she just
What's
checked
good
in
with
a
you?
little bit ago. Again, Facebook users, I can't see everybody who's watching, so unless you're commenting on stuff, I don't know.
Yeah, drop them the Twitch link, man. If you guys want to come over and get the full experience, you want to talk to chat's in here. They're going off right now. Twitch.tv/Ryan J. O'Brien. That's it. That's where we're at right now.
So yeah, I mean, when you talk about mental health and escapes and things like that, you know, it goes beyond. Like for me, you know, one of my big ones is gaming, of course, and projects.
Yeah,
you know, keeping my hands busy.
Sure.
Keep your hands busy, keep your mind busy.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Idle hands are the devil's workshop.
Something like that, you know.
I don't know if that really fit. It just kind of came
hey,
out.
If it works, it works. You know. I mean, but there's the other things, you know, like I said too, meditation.
Right.
You know, tools for your toolbox. You know, you hear that when you get a career, you get a job. You know, you go to training. They say it's more tools for your toolbox, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that kind of mentality of more things that you can throw in your toolbox gives you more. I'm a gun nut, so I'm gonna use a metaphor here. It gives you more ammunition.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
More ammunition to fight the battle.
Right.
Anything like I said, the meditation. I mean, kind of loud. I use supplements, certain supplements. You know, with ashwagandha, melatonin, things like that to try and help me go to sleep.
Sure.
A weighted blanket.
Yeah.
You know.
Those things are phenomenal.
You
by the
know
way.
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I mean, they help. They help when you got this really bad feeling going on. But there's something to be said for quiet time. There's something to be said for exercise.
Yeah.
There's something to be said for there's a lot of different resources out there.
Yep.
Nobody should ever feel like they're alone.
Yep.
There's always somebody
I
that's
agree
got
with
an
that.
ear you can bend and talk to. There is always if it's not someone close to you, find somebody.
Right.
Find
For
a
sure.
professional.
Yeah.
I mean,
Find a
that's huge.
professional. Find a peer.
Yeah.
Somebody that can relate to where you're at. Like you said, there's always somebody that's willing to listen to you.
Absolutely.
And to your point, Ryan, it gets so easy to get overwhelmed
Yeah.
in those times when you don't have that checkout, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't know, maybe not everybody here knows what you're dealing with, but I certainly do. But yeah, it gets real fucking easy to get overwhelmed. And you're right. Like that's a huge question. What do you do?
Yeah.
What do you do in those times when you don't have the time to mentally check out, right?
Yep.
Like you said, this is kind of a bit of a checkout here, but
Yep.
it's only temporary and it's only for one day a week,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's tough. It's tough to deal with that on an extended basis.
What I learned through a whole long process is you got to make the time. You
Right.
got to squeeze it in there somewhere.
Yep.
If the kids are eating, you got time.
Sure.
As long as you're paying attention to what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're not choking.
Yeah.
You got to make the time. And don't get burnt out. That's another key thing is don't allow yourself to get burnt. I mean, I think holding on to a lot of stuff is going to lead to the burnout. So you got to find that release.
Sure enough, man.
Right.
Sure enough. I dove into audiobooks a little bit.
Sure.
Yeah.
And there's, I think, my gosh, I'm not going to say there's no value coming from books whatsoever because books are one of the greatest way to learn is right. I listen to books. I don't read. I don't read for shit. Man.
I can't fucking read.
Ask my wife. She'll tell you.
Yeah,
You
I
can't
could
read.
Yeah, I could read a paragraph and be like,
Yeah. Same.
what did that say? But if I listen to them, I can memorize them, right?
Yep.
Right.
So like, but I think there's such a thing as right. I think that there's such a thing as reading too many books and trying too much shit all at once. Right. So like, let's say just like we're talking about checking out, right? So let's say that we found a book on meditation and how to relax yourself, right? You read one book and you're like, okay, that's great. I think there's some great things that I can get from that, and I'm going to try those, right?
Yeah.
But there was this other book that I saw, so I'm going to read that book too. So I'll or listen to that book, or listen to read, whatever it is, right? And then next thing you know, this week you've got 10 books down, you know, and like you know how long it takes to read a fucking book or listen to a book, right?
Right.
And then now all that time is gone, and you're just like all this stuff floating around in there. But like, okay, now where do I apply all this thing?
Now you have 10 of the best ideas ever.
And each book, I mean, some books would be like, no, I got 20 of these ideas that I can try, right? I'm gonna write this shit down, and I'm doing it tonight.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's not working out like that. Not today.
Absolutely.
Not
So,
today.
you know, I think there's a balance between what you learn from, whether it be a book or audiobook or shit, some of the podcasts that we watch, you know, on a regular basis. It's not just about taking this idea and running with it, right?
Right.
It's about fitting that knowledge into what you already do.
Yep.
Truth.
You know, it's not about taking that idea over
Right.
and living now in their idea.
Yep.
No.
You know, throw all of your shit out that you learn. That's just dumb.
Yeah.
You know, like make your own.
Yeah.
Fit it into what you already know.
Right. Right.
Like, not saying that other people don't have better ideas, because we all know we're not the smartest people in the world.
It's exactly
I'm
like
close,
a toolbox.
but
It's like a
I mean,
toolbox.
Well,
Yeah.
speak for
Yeah.
yourself.
It's like a toolbox. Depending on what you're working on, you're not going to require every tool that you got in your
Right.
toolbox.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Yeah.
guess what? I got this tool that will
Yeah.
help me.
yeah.
I got this tool that's going to help me with this step. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like yoga.
Yeah.
I like yoga. Yoga's really good too. So
Yeah.
that's another tool for the toolbox.
God damn it.
Yoga's a good one.
Hey, Mindy, I'm gonna need you to check out here for a little bit. They're talking shit over here, and Mindy's been trying to get me to do yoga and stretches and
Bro,
like
I'm telling you what,
like,
man.
some-
Yoga's
stuff.
good.
Yeah.
Yoga's really
yeah.
good. Hot yoga is like, if you want to lose some weight real quick, I try that. But yoga is really good for you, man. My body just doesn't do that shit anymore.
Right?
Granted, if you do it for a long enough period, your body's going to get used to it and
You're
build
gonna
that
adjust,
muscle
right.
memory.
Will adjust,
get
yeah.
that
But that
flexibility and
that
muscle
initial
and-
shit, when you whatever that pose is, when you're standing like this, right?
Warrior?
Yeah. And then all of a sudden your feet are like this. You're like, I don't even what do you mean? What is this? I can't even stand up straight no more, man. What the fuck?
You fucking ruined me.
Yeah.
My
You did
problem
like
is
you
my
like you got
knees.
no stabilizing muscles. Yeah. And I have
I've
no
got so
ACL
much-
in my fucking
yeah,
left knee.
I've got so much arthritis, osteoarthritis in
Yeah.
this left knee that it doesn't like I can't sit on my knees and then expect to sit on my feet or my heels. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
My ankles.
Yeah.
It just doesn't happen. It will not bend that way.
Yeah.
I don't care what you do. It's not going to happen.
Yup.
I mean, my knee joint could dislocate, and then maybe it will work,
Right.
Yeah.
but it's not going to go there naturally.
Yeah.
Not even by stretching tendons and anything else. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So try to explain that to a yoga.
Yeah.
Oh, it will happen.
Yeah.
Trust me.
I'll be like, no, we got to work through all that scar tissue and all that shit. Yeah, they're gonna tell you that. Then you fucking go home and you're all fucked up for a week.
Right.
Damn mind.
So I guess big takeaway, right? If you're going through some things, if you have if you overwhelming yourself with your day to day, the whirlwind, we'll call it, right?
Yeah.
You got to find an escape. You got to find something to escape yourself from that reality real quick. So like I was telling Crazy, like I'm glad you're here. Hopefully we can allow some of that escape to happen. Just listen to us dumbasses up here talk shit all night.
And me.
And him too. Yeah.
These
and him too.
dumbasses
Yeah.
and me.
But like find an escape. You know, it's really healthy. Don't let people tell you that, you know, you're wasting time doing something that's unproductive or whatever. Like, no, you're making progress for yourself.
Right.
You know, you're making progress for yourself. You're taking time to focus on you, and that's all that fucking matters. You take time to focus on you, and that's what happens, man. When it gets to be too much, take a day off, do whatever you got to do, right? And just do nothing.
Yeah.
If that's what it takes.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
like
there were days there has been days in my past where I would totally check out for the day, whether it be calling to work, I just can't fucking do it today.
Mental health day, man.
And I would spend the entire fucking day laying in bed, doing nothing. Maybe some mind go on TV, maybe, or maybe it would just be fucking quiet.
Yeah.
And sit there and think about the way I want to act. When
That's
I come out
good
to
fucking luck. Good luck. Hey, is Donnie still tuned in up there?
I'm gonna think about my behavior from yesterday.
Yeah,
Hey, Donnie, are you still tuned in, brother?
Donnie, you on? Not yet.
We got any new comments going on over there?
No, not really. Kelly, Sam had talked about the dream team. Well, you better tell them all.
Yo.
Better
Yep.
spread the word.
Yeah, replying to
The Dream Team. For you guys that want to know what it is, the Dream Team. Back in 2020, coming out of the COVID pandemic, myself, Wendy Merrill, and Kelly Sam, we came in at, Wendy was the assistant general manager.
Yeah.
Kelly was a director of marketing, and then I was the vice president of operations. And we did some work, man. We turned shit around a little bit, and really found some new ways to operate and do things. But I mean, it kind of goes back to what we're talking about, like just try new shit, man.
Right.
And fucking, seeing if it
But
works.
there's some stuff going back to the old way, and I don't like to see that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, you ain't fucking kidding, man.
There's some stuff going
You
on
ain't
right
kidding.
now that just is not kosher.
So that was the Dream Team. Just to let you guys know, because Kelly said you better say something. So I said something.
Yeah. Gotta give that a shout out.
Shit.
That was ultra loud there.
I make sure I watch Twitch streamers every day for my escape. Hell yeah,
That
dude.
works, man.
And Roy, we said this last week too, brother. Glad we can be here for you to tune
Hell
in,
yeah.
man, because we absolutely love seeing you in chat, brother.
Hell yeah.
Even though we know you at work, hiding in the corner somewhere trying to chat, dog.
All hugged up in the corner somewhere with a phone.
Hurry up, type something, put it back in the pocket.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Oh shit.
There that is.
I'm just gonna leave that right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as far as it goes with mental health, if you can't find a solution on your own or you don't know how to do something, reach out.
Yeah.
Right.
Reach out, talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's what it boils down to.
absolutely. And I want you guys to know that Matty Ice, he's been helping me with my Discord. The Discord's almost up. I have a dedicated mental health channel in there, and we'll definitely have some resources and things like that. But here in Twitch, even on Facebook, if you're going through anything and you need somebody to talk to, you can text me, call me, anything, anytime.
Right.
I'm always willing to take a couple minutes out of my day for you or whoever or anybody out there that really needs just maybe you just need a fucking ear. Say, Ryan, don't say shit. I'm just gonna tell you about something today.
Yeah.
And I just gotta get it out. I'm fucking here. I'm here for you guys 100%, right? So just know that this platform, anything on here, we got TikTok, YouTube, and you follow, just hit the follow button here. All this stuff. Those on Facebook, you already obviously are on Facebook. Hit that like, hit that follow over there on Facebook. I appreciate you guys so much.
Absolutely.
We're talking about this like this is truly an escape to an extent, right? We're just sitting here talking, but we're entertaining and we're making connections. We're building. We've probably gone through 150, that'll be probably about 200 or 300 people that cycled through the channel, just stopped in and turned on or something like that. But I'm glad to have touched.
Real problems.
Yeah. I'm glad to have touched anybody anytime. And
Right.
I think this is
Absolutely.
like such a great topic too.
It is.
right? Like, I'll tell you guys, like my back in the day, like 2015, right? It was even maybe a little bit before that too. So like I was going through some things, right?
Yeah.
I had some things going on, man. Well, it was divorces and it was kids and it was separations and all kinds of things going on, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't know how to manage all of it, right? I had games. We were playing games like steady.
You tried to do it solo.
I did try
That's
to do
what
it
you-
solo. Yeah,
Yep.
I did.
And that, yeah.
Yeah, and it fucking bit me in the ass,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
It really
Yeah.
bit me in the ass.
Yeah.
It got to be too much. So I went out and found some help, and I did. And I found this this therapist. She worked out of M Health, which was not, it's M Health now, but M Health Fairview. But it was an operation out of the cities, and she was actually she was a licensed psychologist, right? She was a therapist, but she worked with detectives for police departments, helping them process all the things that they seen and did and do
Right.
on a daily basis, right? So a lot of her clientele were law enforcement, and I was in security for 10 years by that time, right?
Yeah.
So, and there was a lot of shit going on in the casino back in the day, right? So,
Right.
I actually thought, I was like, okay, maybe this is going to be helpful for me, right? And sure enough, man, she helped me. She clicked me out of a lot of shit, right? Like I thought I had it all figured out, but I fucking show as hell did.
Right.
You know,
Right.
but that one person reaching out for help, being vulnerable enough to go out there and do that is so healthy for you. And I think that's the point that I'm trying to make.
Right.
Be vulnerable and ask somebody for help, because
Right.
you can do it by yourself. But it makes it so much easier when you have support along the way.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
much
it does.
easier.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
It doesn't.
I'm a
make you-
firm believer that. Oh, sorry.
Oh, it doesn't make you a coward. It doesn't make you that much more of a wimp or a wussy or whatever you want to call it. If you ask for help, that's you taking an assertive stance,
Yep.
and going after what's troubling you, and that takes a lot of courage,
Yep.
Yeah.
to move forward. And if you do that, you take that step. You're one of the most courageous MFers I know.
Right.
Because not everybody can do that.
Yeah.
You're too worried about social stigma and things that are attached to that kind of thing. And really, you got to get beyond that and think about what's best for you.
Yeah.
Best for you and those that are around you. I have a family. I didn't have just me to consider.
Yep.
So I needed to stop being selfish.
Yep.
I'm not going to be a wuss. I'm going to be courageous, and I'm going to go seek the help that I need.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And that's how that's how it happens, man. That's how you start making progress towards,
Absolutely.
Good night,
towards figuring out.
Crystal. Crystal's going to get hooked up to the monitor real quick before bed.
All right,
Okay,
all
good
right,
night.
all right.
OJ, I don't think he wants to talk about golf. That was kind of a little bit of a tough
Golf-
conversation before we went live, so we're not going to bring that up.
Yeah, me and Stanley, we lost by a point today.
Lucky his face
We
is
lost by a
dry now.
point, so
He
we
was-
got eliminated by a point.
He just crocodile.
Yeah, big crocodile tears,
Yeah.
crying all
Come
day.
pulling in the driveway.
ugly crying.
Yeah, yeah.
Ugly crying.
But it was a fun day of golf. Honestly, don't get to golf with BJ and Tim too much, man. So it was good to actually get them out there for a little bit around. I played like shit today, but like
Oh,
I enjoyed the time out there with those
Right on.
guys.
yeah.
100%.
That's what golf is about, right?
Hell yeah,
It's a challenge.
it is.
If it was easy, everybody would do it.
Right. Yeah.
It's a challenge. It's a game.
Yeah. And it's
A little ball around
dude,
the course.
it's a
There's lot
fucking
of green
mental
out
game,
there.
dude.
Yeah,
It is a mental game.
for sure.
BJ says, shout out to you boys. Great podcast. Keep them coming. Absolutely.
Look
Good
at
to see
BJ.
you. Good to see you, BJ. And he says, sorry about that.
Yeah, he handed it to me. It was we were about evened up in score, but he took me by 7. He took me by 4 points today. He took me by 4 points today. So he played a great match. That last birdie really sealed it for him, man. He did good. It was
Nice.
so good to see those guys like golf the way they golf, man. 'Cause
Sure.
They're doing really well. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. But going back to what you were talking about, Justin, I'm a firm believer that everybody in the world should have a therapist.
Sure.
You know, you don't have to see them weekly.
Right.
You don't even have to see them monthly.
Right.
You know, I just think that everybody should have some sort of release. I'm a firm believer in that. Like, because I've been through some traumatic shit. Obviously, fire department, security back when it had gone kind of crazy around the fucking casino for a while. You know, just dealing with that stuff and seeing what you see.
Yeah.
You know, seeing things that people aren't supposed to, right?
Yeah.
So dealing with that, and it was kind of my first experience with it, and I was like, why the fuck did it take like 30 years?
Yeah.
Right.
30, man, probably 35 years. I think I was probably about 35, 37-ish, somewhere like that, when I saw a therapist the first time. And I was like, as long as you go into as long as you go into it open-minded, you're going. If you go in there and you say, "Oh, they have to fix me,"
Yeah.
you know, I'm going to talk to this person so they can fix me.
Right.
Ain't what it's about.
Ain't what it's
Yeah,
about.
you know, and I've talked with some people, be like, my therapist is a dumbass. They don't know what they're talking about. Like, no,
Yeah,
you're just you're so close-minded. It's just
yeah.
There's
if
more
you-
to it, people.
there's
Right,
more to it.
right, exactly. So yeah, I'm. That's what I'm all about. Everybody who's listening, go find a therapist. Talk to him once.
For real. I mean, me coming from a law enforcement profession, there was a stigma that
Right.
goes along with it.
Right.
Any first responder.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Any
and I
first
think that's
responder,
kind
you know,
of
either
across
be
the
it-
board too.
Because, you know,
Everywhere.
I was a police officer. I was also, you know, I worked in law enforcement for 23 and a half years. And then I also did fire for a number of years. The combination between the two of those things, I had seen some of the most horrific shit
Right.
that either they did upon themselves or another person did to another person.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen some
Yeah.
ugly, ugly shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
And that shit does not leave people.
Yeah.
yeah.
It does not leave. You might be able to stow it away for a little bit,
Yeah.
but that shit's going to be right there in that
Yeah.
little
You're
locker
carrying
for you.
that shit around like
Oh, yeah,
luggage
for sure. I
for the rest
guarantee
of your
that.
life.
You might play it off.
Yeah.
But you know, one thing I found that's different between somebody who seeks out help for their mental health and those that do not, they have a short lifespan after retirement.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
A very short
Sure.
lifespan after retirement.
Mm-hmm.
And either by their own hand or by health.
yeah,
Yeah.
You know, by
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. One way or the other.
And I don't want to be a statistic.
right.
I honestly don't want
Right.
to be a statistic.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, I don't think anybody else needs to be a statistic either.
Right.
And
Yeah, didn't work all these years and all this shit just to be on somebody's fucking pie chart, man. You know what I mean?
Right.
No shit.
Right.
I
Yeah.
didn't try to help
Right.
Yeah.
all those people
Yeah,
on their worst day
yeah,
just to end up a statistic,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
to be a hash mark.
Right. Uh-huh.
Hell yeah.
I know it's a dark subject, but it's just
Well, it
reality.
is dark,
You know,
but you know, and I think that you're absolutely right. Is that stigma? It is probably a little heavier, I guess, in the first responder community. But I think that it is all the way across society. I think that if anybody on the street were to hear that somebody goes to see a therapist, oh, this crazy motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God,
I don't want that motherfucker showing up on my call.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
He's gonna flake out on everybody.
Exactly.
You
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. And you know, even seeing the grocery store bagger guy, right? If you knew he went to the therapist, most people would have this stigma about it of, oh God, he must be the crazy one. You know? Well, there's shit that people deal with on a daily basis.
True.
And
That's why
yes,
you don't tell people your personal business either.
Yeah,
True.
yeah. And here we are on
Yeah,
Facebook.
here we are on the
professing
fucking
shit.
telling the whole world.
But we're gonna go back to.
But I'm comfortable with it, right?
Me too.
I'm totally
I am very
comfortable
much.
with it, man.
Yep.
I'm comfortable
You know,
with who I am.
Yes.
You know.
Me too.
But I do want to remind people to be kind.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't know
Right.
what battle that person is facing
Right.
from one day to the next.
Yeah.
On a daily basis.
Be kind.
Absolutely.
Right. Uh huh.
Yep.
Absolutely. Ali Alejandro just checked in on Facebook.
What up, dog?
Say it louder for the people in the back.
What up, dog? Oh, was that not it? Oh.
Alejandro. No, yeah, I've always been very open about, you know, my mental health issues and, you know, seeing a therapist in general. I'm all about it. I'll preach that shit to anybody that wants to listen to me.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
stop somebody on the sidewalk. You seek the assistance of a therapeutic.
That motherfucker out there spinning signs. Spinning signs on the freeway entrance. This motherfucker, first thing you see, you come off a Hinkley exit. Fucking.
White Castle.
Yeah.
Yeah, in front of White Castle.
See a therapist, motherfucker.
Those people need Jesus anyway, right? Yeah, White Castle. You probably
my
need
God.
therapists.
You White Castle, you need Jesus.
Yeah.
That's what he's
Hey,
getting.
you gonna find them about 3-4 o'clock in the morning
That's
too.
right. Slider
Yeah,
pilot.
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh my God.
Did you hear someone won the Mega Millions?
In
Did you hear
Florida, one ticket in Florida.
Florida.
What the hell was it up to? Even?
1.53 billion.
that? But after
Good
taxes, something like
night.
780 something
It's half.
million.
It's half.
Yeah.
Out of the half,
Oh,
then you
that's
pay
so
you pay
terrible.
taxes on the half.
Yeah,
Is what it
okay,
is.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then it'll be 33% off
Sure.
of that, right? So you're coming home with, oh my God, 300 million, whatever it is, right? Like, I wish I could have got the full 1.53 billion dollars. You know, fuck, I'd be happy with $20 right now.
Right.
What the hell was that?
And a 40.
And a 40, yeah, and a cool pack of cigarettes. A whole lot of people don't know that there is more than one type of PTSD. You're absolutely right. But let me tell you something, man. I don't really necessarily agree with the D on that, right? There's post-traumatic stress, but I don't find it to be a disorder or a handicap or anything like that, right? I think that you are going to experience some things that you cannot shake off in life. And it's totally natural things to be able to deal with, right? It's not a disorder. You are not disabled. You are not anything, right? You can fight through it with the help of people, right? I personally, I do have PTS, right? And there are just a few things, man, that happened to me in my teenage years that I will never be able to shake. And there's still some sounds and noises that really fuck with me a little bit, right? But like, I don't think it's a disorder, right? I got diagnosed with it, right? So like they tell me I'm PTSD, right? But I don't think it's a handicap for me.
You know, there's what is the term for it? I'm trying to think. Traumatic response. Something about traumatic response. And I don't remember the exact terms of it. But like you said, when shit like that happens to a guy or a woman, sorry, I just say guy in general.
Them.
Yeah. When shit like traumatic stuff happens to a person, like it changes the way you respond to the next traumatic event, right? You know,
Fight or flight response.
it's the fight or flight response, but it's the I don't remember.
My
called,
post traumatic stress has taught me to be a lot more cautious with my life. So I don't consider it to be a disorder. It's challenging to deal with at times. I think of it now as more of like a superpower, right? I can
no
use
disorder.
it. I can use it to my benefit to keep myself safe from the things that I've done in the past.
Fuck yeah.
And I can use that experience to keep other people safe from that experience at the same
Fuck
time.
yeah.
Learned behavior.
It's, you know,
Like based off of learned behavior.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, what do you use the D word? Disorder or disability?
Right.
To an extent, yeah. I mean, if that's what hinders you, but it also makes you stronger. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I mean, you know, I don't look at myself as just in 1.0. I look at myself as just in 2.0. You build yourself up
Yeah.
to be something.
Yeah.
because you've learned from that experience, that life experience
Sure enough.
or experiences,
Yeah.
you know,
Yep.
that have reshaped you,
Yeah.
either mentally or physically,
Right.
for that matter. And you become something new.
Sure
Yep.
enough.
Mm-hmm.
Sure enough, man.
Uh-huh.
I love that. I like how you said that right there. 2.0.
Yeah.
2.0, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a rebirth. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
100%.
You try to stay. I mean, that shit ain't gonna leave you. It will never ever leave you.
Yeah.
The stuff that you've seen, it's in how you deal with it moving forward. That makes the difference.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You're either gonna let it hinder you, or continue to hinder you,
Right.
or you're gonna try something to try and minimize the effect that has, the hold that it has on you.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Sure enough.
Absolutely.
Show
And that's a good way to
motherfucking
put it. You know, that
Learn to live with it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Just making yourself better.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
A new version of me
That's
after dealing with
Yeah.
the shit that I dealt with.
right.
I like that's great that you're saying
Yeah.
that, right? Because I am not the same person I was a year ago.
Oh hell
I
no.
am not the same person I was fucking
Hell
20
no.
years ago.
Uh-uh.
Like not even a
Oh,
fucking little
God,
bit, dude.
Yeah. Oh good
Dude.
Lord. Thank God.
Yeah, thank God for that, man.
I'd probably
Yeah.
kick my own
would
ass.
it would
20
just be
years
Nick
ago.
and
yeah,
It would just be Nick and Justin here, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. If I didn't change, there'd be a whole different scenario going on for me.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
I'd even hate me back then. But yeah, yeah. That's a good way to put it. I dig that kind of analogy. Like,
It's a rebirth.
Yeah.
It is. You got
And
it.
it-
You got it. You got it.
Oh shit.
That's
yeah,
why I say.
st-
That's why I say it. You know, there's not one way to do this.
Yeah.
There's,
and
dude,
they
the
can
stuff
put
that
a
I do might not
title
work
on
for
shit.
you. You know, some of the things that I do might work
Yeah.
for you. It's different for every cat.
Right.
Yes, I said cat again. I know they're not going on the Green Mountain Grill. You know, it's for you, Brady. But you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not everybody's the same.
Yeah.
We're different. We're all different as human beings. So
Right.
what works for me might not
Right.
work for you.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, to the point that you were talking about, like just disagreeing with the D in PTSD. Like, at what point do you call it a disorder, right? And I had
it's just-
actually
it's
asked
just a
that
medical
question.
terminology.
Yeah, exactly, and that's where I was about to get with that. I asked my therapist that at one point, and he's like, "Well, does it hinder the way you thought before
Or think.
or think now?" Yeah. Okay. Do you deal with this, in your daily life? Well, yeah. You know. Do you deal with this on on a month-to-month basis? Well, yeah. Yeah. Well, then the order of things is disrupted. It's a disorder.
Order. Correct.
Wow. Stupid.
You know, to be honest,
The medical terminology of it is
it's like
exactly
changing the word
yeah.
of addiction to
Exactly.
chemical dependency
Yep.
disorder.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know, or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yep.
It's something that has been disrupted in what would be considered a life of order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it makes sense on this. Do I like to consider myself disabled? I don't like to because there's a stigma with it, but I understand the fact that, you know what? There's nothing the same about me than there was when I was a cop starting off in 1997.
Right.
Look, man, I'm a jaded motherfucker, and I'll be blunt as fuck
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
You want to hear the truth? I'll tell you the fucking truth. I will. You know, I mean,
Right.
there's a difference there.
Brittany on Facebook is the 4 trauma responses are the fight, flight, freeze, or fawn.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yep. And yes, that's what I was trying to get at. I had the trauma responses, but I couldn't remember the
Thank you, Brittany.
4 F's. Thank you,
Thank
Brittany.
you very much.
Yeah. I mean, seriously.
You know-
I mean, You
I
want
think
to ever hear the truth out of somebody? If you want the truth from me, I'll give it to you.
yeah.
I ain't
You
gonna-
better be prepared for the shit.
Yeah,
I
you
do
gotta
not
be
beat around
real
bushes.
careful how you ask like
I do not
the
beat around
people
bushes
sitting here,
anymore.
right? Like,
Yeah.
no, well, fucking, I'll tell you real quick exactly
No
what I
fucking
think.
candy coating. Zero.
I think
Yep, absolutely.
you know, like these topics have been so good, right? Like, I want to make this point real quick. I heard this the other day, and it was just cycling through the internet on some bullshit, doing some research for a couple of things that I'm gonna be working on, right?
Yep.
And I saw this, and I have to repeat this. Nothing in this world is impossible. The word itself is I'm possible,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
So if I can leave that with anybody here,
Yeah.
I'm possible.
Truth.
Yeah.
You need to know that 100%.
Right.
Before you do anything in the morning, when you wake up and you do your routine, whether it's a coffee and a smoke, or you wake up and you take a shit, whatever it is, you're possible. I'm possible.
Yeah.
It can happen, no matter the situation.
Right.
Nothing in this
dig
world
that.
is impossible.
That is true.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that I luckily have that maybe not everybody has it, but one thing I forgot to mention was having a support network, be it friends, be it immediate family, be it your priest, be it your pastor,
Yep.
whatever it is. If you got a support network, those are people that you believe you can trust and rely on. I mean, I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't have a wife that was willing to listen to my problems. To be honest with you.
Yeah. Right.
She was there. She had to go through some of the same suffrages that I went through as a result of my profession.
Yep.
And they weren't pretty. You know what I'm saying? They
Yeah.
weren't pretty. They were pretty fucking ugly.
Yeah.
And, some of the ways that I reacted to certain things were as a result of what I was inflicted with. And that is PTSD. And
Yeah.
Right.
it rears its ugly head in many, many different forms. And that's exactly it. If I didn't have that, I don't know if I'd be here, to be honest.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
To be honest. I mean,
Yeah.
she's kept me around. My kids have kept me around. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, and there's a purpose. And I had to, that was what I was talking about without being selfish.
Yeah.
It's not about me.
Right.
It's about my family.
Yeah.
There's always somebody out there that is going to miss you, believe it or not.
Right.
And those are the same people who have their ears open.
Yep.
It's okay to bend those ears.
Right.
Bend the
Talk
ears.
to those
Yep.
people.
Let them know, because they got to be along with you in that journey.
Seek
And
them
they
out.
want to be there with that journey, right?
Yes.
And
Right.
you might try to protect them from it,
Right.
and be like, you don't need to know what's going on. It's a burden. I don't want to burden you.
Yeah.
right?
This,
like,
this is
Correct.
my shit
Like,
to deal with.
but it's no, like I will let you know, because if you want to take this journey with me, I'd
Absolutely.
love for you to be there.
Right.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. 100%.
It's a heavy topic, but
It is.
it needs to
Brittany's
be said.
got a big old cry face on Facebook here, and that's not what it's about. I don't.
No,
I
it
don't
is.
feel-
It's okay to cry.
Well,
It's all right. I'll tell you what, man. There are days where I just break out of no fucking where, and I start crying. I'm like, damn, I needed that.
Well,
there
in the midst
are
of it,
those
I'm like,
days, absolutely.
I'm a big bitch.
Yeah,
I'm a big bitch.
yeah,
I'll shame myself. I will self shame. It's okay. I don't do it to my brother. I don't do it to my like bro Nick. I'll cry some ugly. There was a time.
Yeah.
I cried some very, very, very ugly, unmanly crying going on out of nowhere though.
Yeah.
That should just come out.
Yeah.
And that's when you realize, shit, I got a problem.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I need to address this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Where you're
Yep.
secluding yourself into some dark place,
Uh-huh.
and your only friend is a Coors Light, which I drink recreationally now.
And not professionally, recreationally.
Although I could not. Is there money in it?
No, yeah, right. Can we
but,
get a sponsorship, Coors Light? Let me know.
Yeah, right.
Holla at me, dog.
T-shirt,
Yeah.
something.
Send me a DM up here.
little gif in the corner,
Yep.
you know, whatever. You know, I mean, you know, it's one of those things. It's yeah, you need a support structure. If you don't have one, people, it's easy enough to get one.
Right.
Your friends
In the
are
most
probably-
unsuspecting places, too.
That's reality.
Sometimes.
That's reality.
Sometimes. Yeah.
You know, there's people all over and surrounding you. That's why I always say, be kind. Be kind. You don't know what that person's battling because
Right.
they could be battling the same shit you are, just on a different day.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and just simple. You know, they could be having an awful day. They need a support network. You need a support network.
Right.
You know, I still talk to a
Have
lot of
that
the
in
cops I worked
common.
with. You know,
Oh, yeah.
some of them were not as good off as me, and I was off bad. You
Yeah.
know, I'm saying I wasn't in a good place, and they were worse than me. You
Yeah.
know? and you know, going through all the processes we were forced to go through because, you know, we had this peer support thing that they said was there, but when you go and contact them, when you needed them, they tell you to contact an attorney.
Yeah.
That's not peer support.
Peer support.
So there's people out there. There's
Right.
other people that have experienced what you've experienced. I'm not saying go find those people. Go find people who's willing to open up their ears and listen to your problems and try to help you and be there to guide you
Yep.
and be supportive of you if you, on your lowest day, on your darkest day. They're out there. They are out there. If they're not out there, like Ryan said, reach out on Discord. We're there. We'll be there.
Right.
I'm there.
100%.
I'm there. You might not recognize me. I don't go by Justin, but maybe I should change my name. You know,
Him.
I couldn't come up with a good
Dance,
tag, so I went with the Slipknot song. You know,
Yeah.
Psychosocials. I mean, you know, it's.
Right.
I mean, I'm not very creative, people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brittany, glad we're here. We can help you avoid that panic attack. You know, if it's three dumbasses sitting on a couch that can entertain you through that, hell, we're all about it, right?
Is that Brittany George?
Yes. Yes.
Hey, Bex, how you doing?
Yeah. Yeah. She says, yes, speak on it. Men were always called pussies for having some emotions, and that has ruined so many great men. Absolutely correct.
Yeah, Bex. So glad we could be here for you, Bex, tonight, too. And thank you for being here for us as well. Glad you dropped in.
Yes. Yes.
Glad you're hanging out with us.
Always a touchy subject. It's always dark.
Yeah.
You know, but
And not everybody wants to hear it, but the people that do really get a lot out of it, right?
Fuck yeah.
I think that even just talking about it amongst people, like normalizing it is okay, right?
Yeah.
Everybody thinks that it's kind of like a societarian, like a no conversation, right?
Yeah, like
Dude,
taboo.
Being able to speak about your problems with your friends is okay. It's okay. You know what I mean?
I mean, there's a couple situations I have in my past where I've opened up my ears for some people who are still first responders, and I'm not joking, people. They should not be there. I'm not joking.
Yeah.
They should not be there.
Yes.
And
correct.
but they still go because they still have that passion to help other people.
Yep.
I'm not saying they're detrimental
at
to
their
the
own
profession.
fucking expense.
At their own expense. They're taking on more abuses as
Right.
as every call, every pager goes off.
Yeah.
They're taking more abuses,
Yeah.
and they're taking more hits to their psyche.
Yeah.
I just pray that doesn't when they call it quits and they hang up, you know, turn in their turnout gear or something like that.
Yeah.
That doesn't come back to bite them in the ass.
Right.
Yeah.
I really don't. But you know, if not, if anything, if there was one takeaway that they got out of our conversation is start talking to somebody. Start talking to a professional.
Right.
I am not a professional. I am somebody who passes along the word from a professional.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
100%. And find that support system.
Yep.
Right.
You know, like you got to find that support system.
Right. BJ says he cries when he can't get a late night crave case. I'm in there with you, man. I feel your pain.
Yeah.
Gotta
See,
settle
that's
for
the
a
kind
clutch,
of-
bro.
Hey, some
Yeah,
Gotta
first
settle for a clutch. And a
Clutch
sack
and a
of onion
sack of
chips.
onion
A sack of
chips.
onion chips.
Oh my god.
fucking say it. Oh shit.
We're too much alike.
Y'all are
people.
way too much,
This
man.
is natural.
Yeah, exactly. This is why we're brothers, I guess. We're all sitting in this fucking room under this cool ass sign. This one.
Oh, it reminds me, I gotta get one of those made, huh? Well, I hope you guys
need to, yeah.
hanging out. We're at a couple of viewers here and there, doing this, doing that, man. We're so
Yeah.
appreciative of you guys hanging out, man.
Absolutely.
You know, once we get this Discord up and running, conversations like tonight are not going to happen every night, but there are some nights where we will have some really heavy topics, mental health, kinds of personal things that are happening and things like that, and like where to get help. But we will be posting resources for you guys in this channel and making sure that you are aware of that there is a lot of help out there too, right? I've worked for some really good organizations in my day, in the corporate field that I've worked in. Some really, really great people. And there's one that I'm actually looking forward to promoting now anyway. So I hope you guys, once we get that up, you join up and you come and hang out. I think that's really, really cool. Don't forget to hit the follow button. If you guys haven't followed us yet, follow us on here, man. And we'll be here every Wednesday now. This is the day. Wednesdays are the day.
Wednesday's the day. Yeah.
Wednesday's the day. At 8 p.m. Central, we will be live and ready to go every evening. We do a little bit of pre-recording up here, making the drink of the day or drinks of the day, whichever it may be. I didn't really have time to plan for my drink today.
I got it. Mine is really fucking fantastic.
Yeah, his was really good tonight, so there's no need for that second one. There's no need for that second one.
Although I liked it.
I mean, it was all right. It was all right. Enjoyed the chat. Peace out, brother. All right, Roy. Have a great night, man. Finish
Roy.
up work strong, brother. Yeah, you got about an hour left, man. Drive home safe, man. Get back and you know, be safe, dog. We ain't got. What are we at now? We're at about an hour 38.
Hour 38. Yeah.
I think we're good. Is there anybody over here on Facebook that wants to hang out any longer?
Brittany
It's call her Bex.
Bex was
Bex.
sorry.
Fuck me up with that, Brittany.
Right.
I
She-
suppose you guys
she
had
calls-
no idea who I was talking
No,
about when I said that before.
I had an idea, yeah, but I didn't. We call her Bex. She's the best, man. If you don't know Bex, you fucking should, because
Yeah.
Bex is a badass.
Awesome.
She's the best.
Awesome. I hope to meet you someday, Bex. For me, listening to other people's problems is a welcome relief from my own craziness. And isn't that fucking right?
Show enough.
You know?
Truth.
You know?
Yeah.
Very much so. I mean, like, we're all crazy in our own ways. Like, everybody's got their own kind of crazy. You know?
Yeah.
Hence my gamer tag.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
But you listen to somebody else's crazy and you're like, man, that motherfucker's fucked up.
There's different levels to crazy.
Jeez, maybe I'm not so bad.
Maybe I just don't wear it on my sleeve. Thank you.
I think I'm doing okay, guys. I'm doing okay.
Decide to be a little bit crazy. People.
Sitting this close to Justin, I'm like, man, I'm cured.
You don't know how deep this hole goes. Bro. You don't know. It's dark. It's dark. It's cold. You're gonna need a sweater. Son.
Right, yeah.
You're gonna need a sweater. At least a hoodie. I know you're from Minnesota, so at least a hoodie.
Yeah. Long sleeve T-shirt.
Yeah, you'll be good. 20 below with a hoodie and shorts and sandals.
Yeah, of course.
As long as it's not designer brand.
Right.
Just some Coach,
Yeah. Gucci.
some Gooch,
Wearing Gucci and fucking
Gucci fleece.
out at the campsite wearing Gucci flannel.
Oh man,
What a fucker.
never. Were you really?
No.
Oh,
What the fuck? I don't think
inquiring minds want to know what is this flannel you speak of?
Well, let me go out to the car and get it then.
I'm not gonna lie,
shit.
people. The best flannel jackets I've ever had in my life were from Duluth Trading Company.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I'm
DTC.
coming back to that again.
Yeah,
They do
right
not
here, dog.
sponsor us at all, but I absolutely love their flannel jackets.
Their flannel jackets are the
Hey,
best.
if you
man.
need one, look them up. They're worth it.
They are.
I've got 2 of them.
Yep.
I'll probably be wearing them at some point in time on here.
Oh yeah, it's, in about another month or
reality.
2, it's gonna start getting cold enough outside to be wearing this shit.
Yeah, it won't
October
be
it gets a little nipply.
Yeah,
won't be long.
yeah,
Oh no, still t-shirt weather early on in October.
Yeah.
You know.
yeah.
End of September is like when you're that realization, like, oh fuck,
Here it comes.
It's coming.
it's coming.
It's coming.
And you know, like you're in Minnesota, you already know it's fucking coming, but you're
Yeah.
just like you're
Yeah.
never prepared for it.
No.
I'm gonna have to get a GoPro just so we can share it with people who don't live in Minnesota.
Oh yeah,
Truth.
Yeah.
And that way we can post it on here.
Put it
Yep.
outside.
And you can see you can see. Well, I've got a Ring camera too. You know, I mean, dude, I'll do a GoPro me snow blowing, man. I don't care. You're
yeah.
gonna see what reality is like up here.
Hey,
with the helmet.
with the helmet
head
cam,
mounted,
yeah. Dude, all right, so Kyle, like we had a meeting this afternoon. Kyle's like, he's like, hey, I got a great idea for your podcast, right? And he for one, he would actually throw us a couple compliments. He's like, I usually can't listen to people talk forever, but he's like, the things that you talked about and how funny you guys are, he's like, you guys are fucking awesome, man. Thanks, right? So but he did bring up this
Thank
good
you,
thing.
Kyle.
Yeah, shout out Kyle. He said we should do like reaction videos, like you know how people like watch the TikTok on there and like something happens and you react.
Oh,
to
sure,
it.
like the side by side.
Yeah.
What do they call them?
Yeah.
A stitch? Don't
Yep.
they call them a stitch?
yeah, or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
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 One of them things or something like that. I was like, yeah, I think that's a great idea, dude. Like, let's get into that kind of stuff. I think the setup needs to be done a little bit differently. I'll probably need a laptop over here or something,
Right.
but
Yeah.
very possible. So that could be coming in the
Right
future
on.
as well, you
Yeah.
guys.
See,
Throw a little video bubble right up here.
well, see,
and
that's
say,
just it. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of those reaction videos that I see have to do with music. I mean, that's just what comes
Sure.
on my feed from YouTube.
Yep.
But you know, when I hear somebody
algorithm shows you.
yeah, the algorithm shit.
Yeah.
You know, something when they're all of a sudden playing a song from the 80s, late 80s, 90s, you know, some Metallica Black Album stuff, and it's the first time they heard it, I'm like, what fucking rock were you hiding under?
Right.
Yeah.
Or did your parents keep you under?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because some of this shit, like I thought it was common nature, but then again, I've been a Metallica fan since the early '80s.
Right.
You know, I mean,
Exactly.
as a kid in 3rd grade, I kind of got introduced to it, and well, I was always a headbanger. Always, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, and
Well,
nothing wrong with that at all, people. But I also listen to rap, early rap. You know, we're talking like the early LL Cool J.
yeah, sure.
You know, Queen
Yeah.
Latifah. We're talking, you know, Fat Boys. You know, stuff like that. You know, even earlier than that, what was the who was the group that was even earlier than all those? There's one group like NWA, like those guys listen to, and I can't remember right now off the top of my head.
Well, Run DMC was before those
Yeah,
guys, right?
Run DMC. Yup, that was a good group too. Beastie Boys came a short time after that. Those are more popular people, but granted, there's still a lot more people that were behind the scenes early on. Rapper's Delight. Who sang Rapper's
Sugar
Delight?
Hill Gang.
Sugar Hill Gang.
Yep.
Those are the guys I'm talking about.
Yep.
I even listened to them before. I mean, when I was a kid.
Yep.
Yeah.
When I was a kid.
Sure.
You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
to me, it was natural. I grew
Run
up,
DMC.
you know, I'm not just from rural
Vex just said.
a rural area. Thank you. I'm not just from a rural area. I'm also from an urban area.
Yeah.
I lived in an urban area. I was born in Minneapolis.
Right.
So a lot of that stuff just comes natural to listening to certain things.
Sure.
You know, Ice-T, Ice Cube, Too Short. You know, I grew up. I mean, I could just keep on going.
Colin, what's up, dude? I haven't seen you for a while.
So when I
Shout
hear
out on
all
Facebook.
these people coming up as far as reaction videos, I kind of crack up because I'm
Yeah.
like, come on, man. I grew up,
Right.
I grew up on this. What do you mean reaction video? You know, but yeah, reaction videos are cool. I do like them. They're
Yep.
I love music.
I do too.
Right.
All
Yeah.
kinds of music.
Oh God, yes.
You know what I'm saying? I love classical.
my-
I like not so much jazz.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge jazz fan.
Uh,
Jazz flute.
I'll do
It
it.
depends. It depends on what type of jazz music, right? And like I've been to a couple jazz clubs, one out in Vegas, and then I think Minneapolis has a jazz club too that I'm still yet to see. But it depends on the type of jazz, right? Like I think full band, full brass, like is really really good jazz music. I think the interpretive jazz is probably not so much my.
I don't think that's my cup of tea.
Yeah, that's not my cup of tea either.
Nick jazz.
But I do enjoy that type of music, man. Right?
I like music.
It's like bluegrass. I fucking love bluegrass music, man. Like sitting in, it's
Diamond
like
Rio?
yeah, dude, and like
Dude.
like sitting in a Famous Dave's, like that. I think I like that music and that vibe in there versus the fucking food, right?
Yep.
I'm just saying.
Bex is calling you out for your country. Country, huh? I knew it. and I didn't.
Country ass motherfucker right here.
I don't know Bex a whole
Brooks.
lot, but I wanted to say I knew it.
I'll go back here. Okay. Brooks and Dunn. Garth Brooks.
Yeah.
I'll point them out. I like old country. Johnny Cash.
Oh yeah.
Man in Black himself.
Yep.
George Jones.
Oh yeah. He said I love you. Till I
Travis
die.
Tritt. Dwight Yoakam. They all have an influence on me. You know, some of the ladies, some of the Reba McEntire.
I actually really loved Dwight Yoakam until I met him.
Yeah. He fucking ruined it.
He fucking ruined it.
No, I remember. I remember this.
Yeah.
I remember this. Travis Tritt, dude is not tall. Okay.
He looked like it though.
Willie Nelson.
He looked about 6'8".
Willie Nelson. I'll listen to Willie because why? Because he came up to me and shook my hand while
Yeah.
I was working. I didn't have to go up to him. He came up to me. That guy shows respect. That dude, he is not a tall man, but that motherfucker. I mean, you know, I mean that with all the love and respect that there is. All right. That guy, I shook his hand, and I can say I shook his hand.
Yeah.
You know, that's freaking
Yeah.
bad.
Hell yeah, man.
Bad AF people.
Yeah.
You know, I mean that's just cool.
Yeah.
You know. So I mean, you know, there are country artists out there that I do like, and I appreciate the fact that they make music.
Yes.
Now, my
Music.
100 country, no.
Yeah.
No. I got a metal core
Yeah.
with the country background.
Yeah. See,
I
I'm
grew
like,
up on a red dirt road.
yeah.
Yeah.
See what I did there?
Here
Oh,
we
says,
fucking
yeah.
go.
You're
Here
from
we go.
Hinkley. What do you expect? Colin says. Yeah, everybody is country. Shit, we in a country.
So I grew up with my grandma and grandparents partying a little bit, right?
Sure.
And they listened to the Loretta Lynn's,
Yep.
the Georges, the Conways,
Yep.
the Hanks, and everything.
Yep.
So I absolutely love that music, right? I can listen to it any day of the week.
Yeah.
I personally, I come from a core like soul background. I'm talking like Temptations, Marvin Gaye, Harold Melvin and the Blue
Commodores.
Notes, bro. Heat Wave, you know, Commodores, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Smokey Robinson,
Yep,
man.
yep.
Dog, like all the oldies, man. The Whispers, bro, are probably one of my most favorite. The Twins, man, like those guys are fucking amazing. Like that's what I listened to first. That's what I grew up listening to, right?
Sure.
Then I got into like hip hop, R&B, and I'm probably more of an R&B head than I am a hip hop head. So I'm like a soul R&B, and then like next probably like R&B guy.
Right.
That's it. I like rap a little bit, but like it's got to be 90s rap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't do rap anything other than 90s rap. Yep, anything before that. Well, except for LL Cool J because he's the dopest.
Fabulous.
Got cool right in his name.
You don't think, oh, well, then again, you grew up, I mean, you started later in life than I did.
Yeah, but I listen to it all, right? And I just still,
I mean,
I'm
there
not.
was an artistry to it. See, that's what I get into with
Yeah.
music, and that's fine with anybody.
Yeah,
You know,
sure.
and I understand. You know, it's whatever's to your liking.
Yeah.
Whatever's to your liking, it's out there.
It is
You
cool
know.
to sit back and like listen to like the small details of a song, right?
Right.
And think about, you know, I've been around when you and Dirty Moccasin crew are making some music, and it's like, ooh, let's add this.
Yeah.
Ooh, watch this. You know, so you add in this little shicky sha in with the boom boom boom, right?
Yep.
And then all of a sudden it's like, yeah, no, don't really like that, but let's try this, okay? Then you add that in, and like every detail of every sound is coming out of that speaker. Like I'm picking up what you're saying about the artistry of music. You know, that's cool. 'cause
That's what I appreciate the most.
Every bit of that song that they put their heart and soul into on that track.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
I'm not saying I listen to Fat Boys to this day. I'm not. It's just something I grew up to listening to while I was in that era.
Right.
You know, while I was in that era, and
Sure.
you know, it was new, it was different. It wasn't something that was regular.
Yeah.
Per se, and it rhymes. This stuff rhymes. It does this. It goes to a cool beat.
Yep.
You know, blah 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 blah. Next thing you know, parachute pants are really cool. Zipper pants are really cool.
Right.
You
Well,
know,
they
Jinkos and
still
shit.
are.
Wearing
They still
Adidas are
fucking
still
are, man. I
wearing
wish I had
Adidas
my
are cool.
shit.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? So I mean, they were influential back in the day, to the point where it's like I can appreciate the artistry that it took to make that music.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just like
Absolutely.
True Live Crew.
Yeah.
Bex,
of
you
people
are
had a lot of bad-
100% right.
a lot
We
of-
got everything from gospel. She says she has everything from gospel to death metal. You
Yeah.
know? And that's my playlist too. Like,
Yep.
like I've got literally that song Hallelujah. You know, I've got that song, and I've got like some kick-ass Slayer and like heavy, deep, dirty shit, right? All in the same playlist, and everything in between. And so, yeah, all about like that mixture. Like,
Yeah.
my playlist is crazy enough that if you don't like the song that's playing, hit skip, and you're gonna love the next one.
007 Lifestyle Brother. Hey, man, we just have the capabilities to put music in the background, man. And we were talking a little bit about Rapper's Delight, so we needed to throw that in there just to express and flex a little bit of that muscle real quick, right?
And a new feature.
And a feature, right? So I think we're at hour 52 right now, you guys. So I think we're going to wrap it up here soon. But I do have this for you guys tonight before we leave. It is a song, and we talked about artistry. Like, this is the first group that came into mind when it came to artistry, right?
Yeah.
Knowing the backstory and knowing how it all went down, and recently getting to meet and greet this group, this artist right here. I think that this is really important that you guys understand where I'm coming from a little bit, and you know a little bit about what I like. And here
Fuck
it
yeah.
goes.
I could already know who it is. Hello.
Oh.
Why y'all be that shit?
Thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight, man. And yeah, we gonna learn a new dance tonight, man. Thank you guys so much for coming in. We're gonna end the night with this homeboy up here. We're just gonna let him play out a little bit.
I actually had a dream, just to let everybody out there in the virtual world know. I had a dream about having these guys at the casino, and we got to hang with them and kick with them. We didn't get like the all the way dream, but we did get to meet them, and they were just as fucking cool as you would think they would be. Fucking time rocks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, more stage.
So I hope you guys have a good night next week. We're gonna see you Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Central, man.
Absolutely. Thank you all very much.
America! Have you heard? With the brand new dance, it's called the bird. No need, no finessing, no personality. You just need 2 arms and attitude. Everybody sing with me. Come on, y'all. Let's go, y'all.
007. We like music.
We like music.
We like music. That's why music is in the background.
Facebook, I hope you turn it up right now, man, because you know how we like more staying in time around here. Twitch, thank you guys for tuning in again. YouTube, love you guys so much. Kick, everybody over on Kick over here.
BJ, we'd love to show you some dance moves, but we end up knocking over mics.
Yeah, shit'll get crazy
Not
around here,
X-rated.
dog.
This is not an X-rated stream.
Shit will get crazy. Yeah.
The love of my life is watching out there.
Yeah, and I don't need to be taking I don't need to be taking anybody's girlfriends either. You know what I mean?
Yes!
Yes!
Come on now, this dance ain't for everybody. Just the sexy people.
Share the word.
White folks.
Share the word, people.
You're not too tight. You gotta shake hands with black folks. Might get something tonight. Look out.
Have you heard?
Oh, by the way, at this concert, I got the mirror.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's at home right now.
Nice.
If I'd have known that this else is gonna come up as a topic, motherfucker? That dude, I just busting that shit out from behind the couch.
Folks, I thought he was going to say one time when I was working at Chippendale. This turned out totally different, so thank you. Thank you, Nick.
All right, guys. We got all the links in here, right? YouTube at Mr. Ryan J. O'Brien right now. That's the one we're using to post all this stuff too. TikTok at Ryan J. O'Brien. Go on there, give us a follow, man. That's where we're uploading all the TikToks too as well for the time being. But don't forget to follow us right here, man. We love you guys 100%. Hope you guys have a great week and a great weekend. Remember, do some things. Everything's possible as long as you know I'm possible. I want you all to say that to yourself every day. Until then, say goodnight, y'all.
Good night.